Hey, geek protagonist. Uh, Getting ready to take care of some stuff, but I did watch the Master of the Universe trailer, and it looks pretty good. I'm very happy that they changed that idea of him coming to Earth, kind of like that weird Superman thing I heard about. Not that he came to Earth, but originally it was like, I remember seeing like a leaked script or something. I could have been wrong, but I remember it was like he didn't know who he was, and then Tila comes and she's supposed to like teach him and all this other stuff, and it's kind of like almost like a Superman story. But I they have made alternate versions of Master of the Universe, like that one where I didn't get to watch yet. Looks not too bad. It's like they kind of took a Power Ranger idea and he skipped leg day with the huge sword. From that version of Master Universe, not the Kevin Smith one where they rebooted it, and Cringer wasn't like a punk the entire time. He was actually like a wise animal, and He-Man would transform and give each one of them, they were all kids and stuff like that, and they had the space one. So He-Man has been redone a couple of times, even in the comics. So his mom getting him off of Eternia because maybe they're losing or something, that's not a bad way to go. The thing is, they're teetering. I don't really care to see him on Earth like that, but if you do it like Sonic, where you kind of balance it, like Sonic took a lot of place on Earth, but it balanced really well, then it could be good. But we don't want him on Earth the entire time or the thing. I would like to see him on Earth, but I like the idea that he's trying to get back. He's like, look, I'm something else. I'm something else. I like that. I thought the He-Man and he-him thing was funny with Adam and stuff. It was kind of like a double play with the pronoun, whatever. I like that we got to see Skeletor for a second. I like that we got to see part of the transformation. I like that they had the old voice opening and stuff. And I like that they're going to play kind of like a fish out of water, and he's like coming back, and he's presenting. He has like the pink shirt, the pants, the hair. Like, I thought they overall did a good job, and I'm happy to see that I wasn't very disappointed. Like, I was like, I want this thing to be good, and I like the sword. I am a little curious about how Idris Elba is Man at Arms, but Tila is supposed to be his daughter, and she looks Latina. Not even about the fact that they did a switch or anything, because in this particular instance, throwing things around, doing stuff, like I said, alternate dimension, I can kind of get behind that. I mean, I'm not a big race swapper kind of character. I mean, there is a black character. I think it's Clamp Champ. Like, they could have just had him be that character, but, whatever, I guess not use the black character, use him on another. All right, cool. And he's not, I mean, he's probably kill, he's going to kill it. And alternate dimension, I can kind of go with that. But I am a little lost on how are they going to do that. Is she adopted now? Like, but she's supposed to be like him and the mother. That's why she, spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know, her mom is the one that's of Grayskull. That's why she has that power, but she also has the ingenuity of her father with his thing. So she's kind of like a best of both worlds. So very curious about that. But overall, I thought it looked good. It looked like fun. I saw some He-Man. You got to see some action. They gave you, I think this was a really good teaser. It gave you enough to give you a little bit of a story. Kind of what he did as a fish out of water, which it looks like it's going to have some comedy, and it's going to look like they're going to have some adventure. I know Jared Leto's Skeletor. I'm just hoping that he's not Keldor the entire movie, and then we see Skeletor at the very end. But I do like that they showed Skeletor. That's hitting to me that they may have him be Skeletor and maybe Keldor for a portion, and then we mostly see him as Skeletor. I saw Beastman and everything. Everything looked pretty good overall. I feel pretty positive about it. I hope this stays in the right direction, because it feels like they kind of got it so far. But you tell me what you think. I thought the trailer was pretty good. I know some images are up and stuff like that. I like that he's Prince Adam, like I said, with the way his shirt with the modern clothes, and Tila is like he's getting back there. He remembers his home. He's the kid, and he needs to go be the hero. So far, kind of reminds me of Sonic, but in a positive way, how they handled him on Earth. I want most of it to be on Eternia, but I don't mind if he's on Earth for a little while. They just got to balance it right. All right, like I said, my only question is, how is Man of Arms and Tila connected now? But besides that, like I said, and that's not a complaint as much as just curiosity. So, Geek Protagonist, you stay safe, you stay healthy, stay real. Tell me what you think of the trailer, and I'll see you. Also, it's really cool that in the trailer, his name is Adam Glenn. I couldn't remember, but I would have called him Adam Man, M-A-N-N, and then have the he, him right there, so you can see like the He-Man. But Glenn probably has some kind of reference. I also love that with the sword, when he's trying to pull it, it's the original He-Man look. If you go back and look in the thing when they were working him out, that was one of the looks. So that's pretty cool. Just wanted to add that.
Bye.